What's going on, Creased fam? Welcome back for another episode of the Creased Podcast. Today's episode 37. We'd like to welcome y'all back, and like always, we'd like to thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing our posts on all of our social media platforms. I'm one of the co-hosts. My name is Casita. Here with my boy Trey. What's going on, Trey?
Chilling dog, back again, 37. Happy to be back. We're a month into 21, bro. It's been pretty good to us so far.
Oh yeah, so far so good. Can't wait to see what the rest of this year has to offer us. Um, as always, we're gonna start off the episode with the L meter. As y'all know, yeah, we are not prone for all dubs all the time. We do take our handful of L's sometimes. So starting off, we had round two of the Pata New Balance 991 collaboration. I definitely overslept on that one, so I definitely missed it. The big one that caught us by surprise was the Stussy Nike Air Force One, the hand dyed edition. Me and Trey were actually texting back and forth when that was happening. That was a whole mix up. And then last but not least, the no show for the week was the Air Jordan One Low Chinese New Year. That was supposed to drop on a Sunday of all days, which is very odd, but they didn't even show up to play. So did you get to cop anything, Trey?
No, man, those were very MIA this week, so that was odd. I know a lot of people were looking forward to those. We were getting hit up a lot about those. So yeah, this guy right here. So, yeah, that was odd. But yeah, as far as the only thing I did take major L's on the first two things you named. So I'm real upset about the padded New Balance. Definitely missed those. Just straight up did not get them. And then yeah, man, the Stussy Air Force Ones. We were talking about them, and yeah, I took like GameStop size L's or all the stock. So man, that was not good. I was pretty upset about those, but we've had worse weeks, so we've hit on the last couple weeks, so I'm not too upset about it. So L meter was all right. It did go up this week, unfortunately, but we can get into what we do have. Everybody's favorite portion of the show. You want to just go ahead? You want to just start this thing off and kick it off? Since, you know, you might just win it forever. You might
Oh
just be.
nah. So Trey was acting real spicy in the comments. Trey was talking real spicy in the comments. So yeah, over the week, my Aqua Eights did take a plummet. They are now officially in the graveyard. But we do have some other shoes coming out. Oh man, I don't know what I want to do this week.
No.
Jordan. Here, I'm gonna do these.
Don't let him do it.
Air Jordan 3 Mochas. We have been seeing a new onslaught of new coffee themed shoes, but this is probably one of the most original coffee themed shoes. Let me just get these laces real quick. Originally dropped in 2001. This is was it 2019 re-release of these. This is a perfect fall time shoe, any time of year shoe. Honestly, one of the best non OG colorways in my opinion. Man, this lighting is super bright, but definitely one of my favorites in my collection. I knew as soon as the perfect pair posted these, probably 2 months prior, or no, probably a year prior to the 20-year anniversary for this shoe, that we were going to get them. I know he's an insider. There's no doubt about it. But this is definitely one of my favorite shoes, one of my favorite threes in my collection. So for this week, KOTD, I got the Air Jordan 3 Mocha.
Nice. Those are dope. Those are very hard. I love my pair a lot. I wear them. I've been wearing them a lot more lately. I don't know why. I just yeah, they've kicked in for me. I didn't wear them the first couple months I got my pair, and now I've been loving them. I wear them often. So my shoe for this week, I'm gonna go back a little bit. One of the oldest Jordans in my collection, which is only 2012. But this pair I wanted for a long time. It is going to be the Air Jordan 10 Stealth. As y'all know, I'm a big Air Jordan 10 guy, and the Stealth was definitely one that was always on my list, mainly because obviously all black, but the black suede on the upper is what really I love about this shoe. So you get the mismatching gray with the white on the outsole there, as well as the gray and black on the inner lining. So Really dope shoe. Like I said, this dates back to 2012. So I bought this shoe at a where did I get this? I want to say we got this at like a sneaker summit type event. So I want to say that's where I found this. I remember I bought it for a pretty good price, but um, yeah, man, we'll see how long these hold up. You know, the suede's starting to chip away and stuff in certain spots, but it's a not an OG, but it's a classic model, I guess, with the 10, and it's been around for a little bit, so it's a little bit falling apart. But I love the shoe very much. I love the Jordan 10s very much. So my shoe for this week is the Air Jordan 10 Stealth. Yeah,
Such a great shoe for a non-OG colorway. For that suede, get you some mink oil, and then
yeah,
that should revitalize it. Yeah, I mean, ain't no coming back from that, but
that's
you
what I'm saying.
know, still a good shoe all in all. Yeah, one of the more hyped non-OG colorways. So, if
Wearing
you like what y'all saw there, go ahead and drop a comment below, and go ahead and take your poll or take your vote on our poll and see who takes the cake this week in KOTD. Um,
I wonder.
oh yeah, I wonder too, because surprisingly, sometimes Trey got a fan base, y'all. So
It should be a big shocker.
Trey got a fan base, y'all. So don't be surprised if Trey wins this week. Um, aside from that, let's jump right into this episode 37. We're at the top of the new month. It is February, so you know it is Black History Month. So for Black History Month this year, we'd like to highlight some of our industry favorites who've made their way, who paved the way for other African Americans along the way. This week, we're going to start off with Dwayne Edwards. Dwayne Edwards is a veteran footwear designer and the co-founder of Pensole Academy in Portland, Oregon. A native of Inglewood, California. At the age of 19, he was the youngest footwear designer in the industry. He worked for Skechers, but most notably, he had a 10-year tenure with the with the swoosh, and he was the lead designer of the Jordan brand as well. His contributions are credited to the Nike Geodome boot, the Air Jordan 21, the Air Jordan 22, as well as the Air Jordan 2 New Retro. Um, Mr. Dwayne Edwards, we'd like to thank you for your contributions to the sneaker world, as well as just the realm of being an African American male or an African American, period. What you've done has led the way for a lot of free thinkers, regardless of their creed, race, religion, or what have you. So we'd like to thank you very much for your contributions. Um,
Absolutely. For
yeah.
sure. Big shout out to Mr. Edwards for everything he's done. You know, I'd heard his name before, but I did do some research on him, and you know, he has a really good story as far as not, you know, a heart touching story as far as he lost both his brothers, and that kind of pushed him to where he wanted to go and live out their dream as far as creating sneakers. And he talks about how he kind of took inspiration from each of his brothers that passed away and kind of puts that into all his work and encompasses that. And, you know, I think there was a part they mentioned that he was getting ready to re-up with Nike, and he was going to get put on like a huge another contract, and he decided to retire and to dive into the Pensole thing and start. He wanted to, you know, everybody always says the one way to know how, if you know about something, is if you're able to teach it. And so I think that's what he was going to prove, and he did it. And you know, he the first ever class he ever ran at Oregon, I read he flew out 40 kids on his own dime, and you know, he did everything he needed to do to get that started. So big shout out to Mr. Edwards for sure. He worked on the Mellow line, you know, so big shout out for me for sure. Love that. And there was a bunch of players. I mean, there was a list of players he had worked with. I want to say like Chris Paul and stuff throughout the Jordan line. So yeah, big shout out to Mr. Edwards, and this is a really, really good highlight on our first one of the month.
Oh, definitely, man. I actually had the pleasure of meeting Dwayne Edwards in Las Vegas. My brother was actually an alumni of the Pensole Academy. I think he was class of 2016. And just like Dwayne, you know, Dwayne never went to design school. Neither did my brother, but they both, you know, just had an aspiration to draw sneakers. And my brother knows how much I love shoes. He knows I do this podcast with, you know, my best friend, my boy, and my shoe in arms. So
Where's he at today?
he's out and about right now.
Yeah,
He's doing big people things. He's doing big people things. But yeah, man, you know, Dwayne just he was just such a wholesome person to meet. He definitely puts out the best work, and he's such a meticulous person. Like he really likes to pay attention to detail. I was also reading along with his story that he would so the Lakers used to practice at his high school back in 1986, and he would ask the players like Magic Johnson and James Worthy for their shoes after practice. They were too big for him, but he would customize those shoes, and he'd make them into his own, into his school colors. So that was really cool to hear that he literally has just been doing this for as long as most of us have been alive. So um,
Some people were born with it.
yeah, some people were just born with it, man. So hats off to Dwayne Edwards. We appreciate your contributions again, sir. Um, and while we're on the topic of Black History,
Yeah.
Nike is such a big brand, and they do play their part into, you know, expressing Black history as much as they possibly can without stepping on toes, no pun intended. But they have some of the best Black History Month collections. Did you ever have a favorite collection of that?
Yeah, we've been talking about Chinese New Year a lot recently. So this is definitely, I think, one of Nike's best themes that they hit on every year. I think they've done a really good job throughout the BHM line, dating back to as far as I can remember, like definitely back to high school, right? So some of my favorites, or while we were in high school, some of those early moments. And I went back and looked at them, and some of them a lot to do like the perfect model with the perfect timing, with the perfect theme, colorways and stuff that they were using at the time. So I think some of my favorites that I remember off top were like 2013. They used it was like a primarily gray upper on the theme, and then it had orange throughout as well. So they did that on and I mentioned the models because for the most part, we're talking the most popular of the BHM kicks coming out in the early 2010s were all from the Nike basketball line. So we're looking at the KDs, the LeBrons, the um, who am I missing? KD
Kobe.
and Kobe. Yeah. Kobe. Shout out to Kobe. So yeah, those were, I'd say, like the three big models for a good portion of time as far as looked at for the BHM kicks. So anywhere between 2011 through 14, they were out the park with it. And then if I had to pick one shoe, probably the BHM Dunk Low, bro. It's just,
Mm.
I mean, that's 2013, and that thing, it just meshes perfect. Everything about the shoe looks really good, and definitely my favorite Black History Month kick from the Nike brand. So what are yours?
I personally like the Kobe nines, the high top ones. I think they dropped in 2015. It's the all black with the kind of like tribal pattern uh,
Yeah, like the
posted
multi.
inside.
Like,
Not multicolor. They were just all black. They're black and white.
oh, all black pack. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the
then
all black pack. Yeah, those ones were really nice to me. I feel like with the available space, they were able to maximize on the pattern as much as possible. So I think it just fit in very well. Um, but yeah, those are my favorite Black History Month. I kind of got turned off of the Black History Month kicks when it was like 2014 with that purplish color.
mhm.
I was not riding with that one at all. It was actually probably my least favorite pack, but they came back correct with the
The
2015 one.
design or what? You just didn't like the color,
I just didn't
or
like the
the
color. I don't think the color exemplified that of you know, anything dealing with Black history or Pan Africanism, or most of the time they use the colors from the Pan African flag, which I believe are red, black, and green. So none of that played into it. The 2013s, like you were mentioning, the black and orange joints, those are probably those ones like steered the way into the 14 and the 15. So
and then like there was a black and gold year, and they came out with the Jordan 3 that year, and those were, I remember those being like, ooh, those are pretty nasty too.
yeah, and I think they had a Kobe 8. No,
Oh yeah,
Kobe.
they did had a
Which
Kobe
movie
like
was that? It was like man, I'm gonna be wrong. No, I think it was either a 7.
7. I think it was a 7.
Yeah, it could have been a 7, but
Mhm.
um, but yeah, man. Black History Month is all month, so go ahead and celebrate the best way you can. We'll be highlighting another industry uh pioneer for us, as the weeks come on. But into other news, we have Adidas welcomes in Jerry Lorenzo. The Fear of God director has left Nike and is now part of the Three Stripes line. So, what do you think the Fear of God will bring to the Adidas line? And also, will it be better or worse in this place?
Hmm. So he's doing a few things. Obviously, he's bringing Fear of God from Nike over to Adidas as a whole brand essentially. But he's also going to be, if I'm not mistaken, creative director or very high up on the chain as far as working with Adidas basketball. So I think if anybody's really going to profit in this situation, it's going to be James Harden, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, some of those guys. So
Derrick Rose,
Derrick Rose, I mean, if he's, yeah, I don't even know. Is he
if
still
he's
putting
still
out
around.
shoes? But yeah, whatever. Lorenzo's gonna put a lot of good input into those shoes, and I think that'll help a lot. As far as it might not help technically, as far as them playing basketball, you know, functionally, but it'll look a lot better than what it looks like right now. That is for sure. And I think this is gonna put Adidas in a much better place. I always am skeptical when a brand or when someone like this leaves Nike. It's the whole Kanye ordeal. When someone has it made at Nike, it feels like, and then they take their talent somewhere else. Um, I think it's probably the same situation where they're going to give him a lot more freedom, a lot more creativity to do whatever the hell he wants. And that's great for him. So I think his brand and his everything about Fear of God is going to be in a much better creative place for Jerry. Um, and I mean, Nike will be like, dang, we lost him.
Will they? They'll just they'll pick up the next best thing.
That's what I'm
You know?
saying. They're gonna be like, oh darn, we lost him. Like that's too
Yeah.
bad. Like
I
they're not.
mean,
They're not.
I hope Nike's taking notes now that you really just cannot allow these influential creative directors to just slip through your finger cracks. I think the Fear of God one, the Nike one, was probably one of the better shoes that they had the year it released. It caught the most buzz. The colorways are immenseful, and losing that to your rival with Three Stripes, and we saw what Kanye did with Three Stripes, and I'm sure it takes a toll, but Nike will always be the heavyweight. We all know this, but it does show a poor reflection on the way y'all handle business. If you can't come to terms with people who are making shoes that tend to sell out, I'm not sure if it's a quantity versus quality type of thing. I don't know the details of the contract, but to lose two megastars in Kanye West and Jerry Lorenzo to the Three Stripes brand may say something about what's happening behind the scenes at the in Beaverton. So I
Yeah.
really hope that I'm sure the people that have these Nike Fear of Gods are just like, just sit in methodically right now. They're like, man, do I let these go? Do I let them stack up on, on value? Just like, the Yeezys, the Air Yeezys one and two. So I don't know. I just think that there's something going on behind the scenes. So
Yeah, you're right. You're right, and it probably is for sure something going on behind the scenes that people just don't see that those guys are seeing. They're like, oh, this isn't cool, right? So there's definitely that happening, in my opinion. But also, I just want to bring this up that 6 months ago, 7 months ago, we were like killing Adidas for, the lack of how they were noticing some of their employees, right?
mhm.
And the lack of attention that they were giving to employees and primarily employees of color that were having all the issues throughout we were talking about George Floyd protests and all that months and months ago, right? So to me, this is a big step for them because I know Jerry wouldn't have signed on had there still been an issue. So it's nice to see that he walked in there and felt welcomed, and hopefully, all the trouble that they had is behind them. So
Yes.
I think this is a big deal for as far as that goes.
Great point. Great point. Yeah, Jerry was he really was a big activist behind the whole George Floyd incident. So just like you said, it's great to see that more people of color can look past their past issues and will be more welcoming into joining the Adidas brand. So the best is yet to come, we hope. With great minds of fear of God. He's worked with Vans, he's worked with Nike. So, hopefully we can see what happens with Three Stripes.
Man,
Um,
turned into Sean Witherspoon, huh?
say it again.
Turned into Sean Witherspoon.
Oh yeah, man. Man, Sean didn't do it right though. I don't know why Sean left, but he should go back.
All right, so we can clear that out now. That's going to be it for Fresh Out the Box. So episode 37, we're going to get into Order Confirmed. This is everything that's come out in the past week or so. The first thing we're going to start off with here is something that you probably never have heard of before because I'm still learning about them. So there's a brand out here called Clint's, Junior's Clint's, right? So Junior's, I believe, is the brand. Clint's is the name of the shoe. But Junior is also the name of the creator, right? So this guy created his own shoe. It's a very interesting looking shoe. It's got braided laces throughout the entire front of half of the shoe going down. We'll post some pictures right here, but it's got a mesh. It kind of gives me Adidas vibes for some of their newer models with the mesh on the entire upper. But anyways, these dropped Sunday, the 31st. They were 165 euro, comes out to a little bit over $200 US, and these were on the Clint.co website. So what are your thoughts on the Clint shoe? Is there any, you like these at all? Anything, would you pay 200 for these?
Man, that's I don't think I'm gonna pay 200 for these. It's a nice looking shoe. I will give it credit where credit's due.
Right.
So it's from UK designer Junior. Yeah. So hmm. For me, for
I like
me
the bottom.
personally,
I like the bottom of the shoe.
the bottom of the shoe, the outsole spells Clint's.
Yeah.
Very, man, that's look at that's kind of corny, but to each his own. To each his own, man. I do like the upper right above the midsole. It has like right by like the eye stay kind of deal. It's like a webbed kind of pattern on there. It kind of reminds me of Carhu. Carhu is a Finnish brand. Um, they're kind of popular in like the whole outdoorsy mountain climbing type of aspect. Uh, but this shoe, I don't know if it's trying to be luxurious or if it's just trying to be a casual shoe.
Right.
There's really no aim with it, but I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Personally, I'm gonna just give it a 7 out of 10. Would I be mad if I owned a pair? No, but I'm not gonna go out my way and buy it for 165 pounds or $225. So now yeah, I can miss me with that. Congratulations on your first drop though. That's an excellent feat to accomplish because a lot of people can only talk about it, but you're out there being about it. So
Right, yeah, and that's why we wanted to highlight this shoe, right? Because we talk about Adidas and Nike and this and the New Balance every week. So this is something brand new. We've never seen these before. He's got like I want to say like 5 or 6 different colorways of them. There's an all black colorway with a gum sole, which is going to hit every time. So great job putting that into life. But yeah, shout out to Junior and his new Clint's model. Keep an eye out for those. He's got a Instagram and stuff. So very interesting. Definitely go check those out. And we can move on from those into, I think, our lone one of the week, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
So
we've been having to dial it down because I mean, we can come on here and talk about the festivities of all dunks that there is because there's dunks
never,
dropping every week in
yeah,
any said location. This week we're gonna highlight the Nike SB Dunk High Baroque Brown, the vegan leather joints. These are dressed in a all brown upperway. Yeah, it's like literally all brown. Looks like coffee in in my eyes. Uh, so these dropped on the 31st for 120 bucks via Sneakers Asia. So the overseas drop, unfortunately. If you can plug it in, go ahead plug it in. Um, I personally like this. So the big idea behind using the vegan leather is, of course, sustainability. We'll talk a little bit more about how sustainability works in these other shoes as well. But it's basically, just trying to keep the earth rotating. I guess they're trying to save the cows, but I'm not mad about that either way. As long as the shoes look dope and they're wearable and they won't rip. But for 120 bucks, yeah, Nike could have definitely got this money if it drops stateside. What do you feel about them?
Yeah, they're interesting for sure. I get major beef and broccoli vibes, but I guess it couldn't be beef and broccoli if it's vegan leather, huh? So, there's that. But this is an interesting colorway. I'm not really into the entire brown upper.
Again, all these fall colors, man. They're dropping
Yeah,
these fall colors in the middle of
right.
at winter's end, spring beginning.
Very, very, odd, bad timing. I don't know what the weather's looking like in Korea, but I'm pretty sure it's still about to be February. So, I don't know. That's wild. But yeah, Baroque Brown Dunk High SB made with nothing but vegan leather on the 30th. Those came out also on the 31st. $120 sneakers, Asia. I think it was like Korea based, if I'm not mistaken, for that drop. We can get into our last one for order confirmed, the New Balance 550 collection. We've talked about the shoe on a few past recent episodes. This time around, we're going to talk about the bread colorway, the shadow colorway, and the white on white colorway that came out on the 29th for $110. I mean, it's exactly what we mentioned. They are a bread colorway, a shadow black and gray colorway, and then an all white. Which one is your favorite? Do you have anything in particular?
Oh man, I might get shot down for this, but I honestly love the shadows. I think the shadows are a more neutral colored shoe, of course, with the gray being on there. But those breads are really hard. I like those breads. Those look really nice too. Not a super big fan of the white on whites for those. I will always take Air Force Ones versus any other brand when it comes to white on white shoes. But for 110 bucks, you can't really be too mad. It's a great way to start off the 550 collection from yesteryear. But they are going to carry on with plenty more colorways to come for this collection, for this model. Excuse me. Did you have a favorite?
Ooh, off these three right here, I'm gonna go with the shadows as well. I just prefer that colorway. I'm not gonna pick a bread colorway on a non-Jordan probably, but the I don't know, just all natural. But
Conflict of interest.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So the shadows are where I'm gonna go, and dang sure not the white on whites. 110 is a good price though on these. I feel like with the nostalgic look, and just trying to get it to get going, right? Get some buying power behind it. I think 110 is a really good price for these. Yeah, that's about all I got on those. I did see a all white with maroon detailing colorway. Those are going to hit whenever they drop this year. So yeah, there's like a list of like 12 that are coming out sometime this year, and it wouldn't shock me if I ended up with a pair sometime in 2021. That's for sure.
Well, you know what to do. You got to follow the Creased Podcast to see whenever those drop. As always, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We love the TikTok. Just rack it up. Oh, you can also follow us here on YouTube as well. So that's going to wrap up order confirmed. Your order has officially been confirmed. We are coming up to our closing segment, which is tracking order. Remember, as always, these are all tentative dates because, as you and I and all of us know, any of these dates can change in mere seconds. So, starting off first, we got the Air Jordan 12 Low Super Bowl edition. These are set to drop on the 6th of February for $190 via the sneakers app and all your favorite local retailers. The shoe's dressed in what can be considered a red colorway. It's all black with red accents. The inner liner is pretty cool. It has like a kaleidoscope kind of looking deal, and then the ankle tab. They actually put the Tampa Bay area code in there. A lot of people were alluding when the images first dropped that they already knew Tampa Bay was going to the Super Bowl, but it's just because the Super Bowl is in Tampa Bay this year. So, Trey, you have a take on these?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems a little fishy to me. Oh no, man. I don't know.
Oh
It sure does look like a
man.
Tampa Bay Bucks colorway to me on that shoe.
Yeah,
Uh,
they do have that little gold accent there too in the midsole. So
that's very interesting with the confetti in it. And like, yeah, I don't know. That's an odd one. Obviously flu game colorway. So
mhm.
that's where they base it off of. But the confetti inner lining, super dope. I do like the little hit. Yeah, obviously the detailing is cool. If they were to just sell a flu game Jordan Low, it would probably still sell out, but it wouldn't be nearly as cool as this. Um, did we see anything for Super Bowl last year? The last thing I remember was Travis.
um Super Bowl last year, Super Bowl drop. No, I remember the Pro Bowl tens, but
Yeah.
that was
Oh
about
no.
it.
Yeah, those were pretty hard. I like those. I never got a pair of those, but I personally like them because I'm a Jordan 10 guy. I know they weren't
Yeah.
super out there for everybody, but yeah, I like this Air Jordan 12 low. I don't have any real quarries with it other than it's very odd that they did pick all Tampa Bay stuff. So anybody
Because they're
that
the host city, Trey.
yeah, no, I hear you, but like I don't know, they could have just done like an all gold shoe for the trophy, or something different, or like they could have just put Tom Brady's name on it if that's what they wanted to really do. So,
He
uh,
got a contract of his own.
yeah, that's nice. But all the Jordan brand Tampa Bay Bucks players, congratulations, because these were pretty much made for you. If you're on the other team, then I'm sorry, you have to wear these, I guess.
Yeah. Wear those
uh,
Adidas. Patrick Mahomes will hook you up.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Get you some Adidas for sure.
Yeah, yeah, those will go super hard. You got any predictions for the Super Bowl?
Let's see. Yeah, it's a couple days off of Super Bowl here now, so um, I think this man Mahomes is going to take it, bro. I think it's going to pass the torch. I don't think at first I thought Brady was going to retire, but I don't think he's going to retire. I think he is going to take this fat L though, and yeah, it's going to backfire on me for sure. So it's all good, but I'm gonna roll with Mahomes. Shout out to that boy Fat Pat.
Yes, sir. I'm first off, the shoe's incredible. It's immaculate.
Really, immaculate.
190 $190 for a low 12 at that. I'm not doing that. But gifts and donations, as always, I will take those. Um,
Pretty nice.
Super Bowl predictions: Tom Brady clocks in, does his thing, he clocks out. End of story. He repeats
Yeah.
next year.
Oh, he repeat.
Yeah, he repeats next year because he's on a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
He's gonna retire at the end of Super
Mm.
Bowl next year. So, and I think he's gonna lose his last Super Bowl. That's gonna be a sucky way to go out.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he's not gonna win it when Deshaun's playing Saints quarterback for the Saints next year. He's not gonna get to the Super Bowl. But I
don't
mean,
be
that's
speculating out here, Trey. He's speculating.
you know what's up.
Oh man, Trey's super thirsty, just like our next pair coming up right here. We have the Adidas Superstar in collaboration with the Arizona Tea Company. These are set to drop on the 4th of February for $100 via the Adidas website. This superstar is dressed in the green tea colorway, very tealish kind of colorway with cherry blossoms all around it. This shoe is actually, unfortunately, not flavored with ginseng and honey. So you will not be getting any of the benefits of that. Trey, what's your take on this? Do you like this shoe?
It's a cool pack. I think it is for sure for the ladies. It's definitely not something I would rock. It has nothing to do with the price or anything or the model. I think the Superstar is a cool model. It's just like the Japanese blossom trees and all that is just not for a dude in my opinion. They do look cool though, and I think Adidas it's an interesting collab there, right? So anybody can get a collab nowadays. So Arizona getting a collab is pretty interesting. There's 4 different models, if I'm not mistaken, that are all dropping on the 4th, but you did refer to the one that looks exactly like the OG can with the teal with the flowers on it. So that one's really interesting. And then the other ones all have like lots of Arizona detailing throughout, not as much like blatantly on the shoe. They're more of just like solid monotone colors, but they have little details throughout the rest of the shoe. So I think that's really cool. I say it all the time, but if you get your chance to collab, go ahead and just knock it out the park, man. Just put everything on it, do whatever you want. Don't make it look like something nobody else has. And I think they did that. So
Yeah.
props.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they played their cards right, and they stuck to suit, and they just imprinted what people recognize off of their stuff onto something that's even more recognizable, which is the Adidas Superstar. And
Yeah.
you couldn't ask for a better way of doing it, you know. So they put their money where their mouth was. I forgot what collaboration it was last year, but remember there was a man, was it Reebok or was it Adidas? But they came out with a shoe last year and they came out for 99 cents, just like the Arizona tees.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish I remembered which one it was. I'm gonna remember after today, and then I'm gonna be
Yeah, we'll
pissed
put
I
it.
didn't say it. But while we're talking about tea, what's your favorite Arizona tea flavor?
Ooh, if we could get a shoe with the mucho mango,
Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
that mucho mango is where it's always been. I used to love the watermelon one. That used to be my go-to back in the day, but I don't know. I grew up, man. Mucho mango is been where it's at for the last probably decade for me.
Yeah, Mucho Mango is definitely top tier status type of stuff, man. That's executive orders. I get mine delivered in metallic briefcases, so
I was about to say we'll take some gifts and donations in the form of beverage as well.
beverage ain't shoes, but yes, beverages for sure. Uh, go ahead, close this out, Trey. What we got up?
All right, dog. So we're gonna get into our last one of the day, episode 37. Our last on tracking order is going to be we're gonna jump back into Reebok. So their Club C model and the Beatnik model are gonna do a collab with Story MFG. So it's a vegan lifestyle company. All of their website and gear is based around just sustainability and using the right product and everything like that. So it's a very interesting eco-friendly company, Story MFG. They have a lot of dyed denim on their websites, and I don't want to say the word, but like it's very Grateful Dead esque. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That kind of patterns and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we get a lot of that on their website, but they are dropping two shoes with Reebok. So the Club C, both shoes are covered in like it almost looks like hemp, to be honest with you. Um, but it's grayish, I want to say, throughout the entire upper, and then they have light blue detailing throughout. These have been on the end clothing app for a little while now. But also the other model, the Beatnik, is a camping like shoe. So you get kind of like if you've never seen these before, it's part Croc, part Nike offline, part you know what I'm saying, it's a camping shoe. It's like literally if you were outside and you wanted like a utility but comfortable camping shoe. So that's what the Beatnik is. That one's going to be $130, whereas the Club C will be $120. Those release on the 4th, February 4th on the Story MFG website and worldwide on the 6th. What do you think about this collab? Is this something you'd be interested in?
I'm all for sustainability. Big fan of the space hippies. Big fan of the vegan leather. I'm all for eco-friendlyism. If you're using recycled materials, it's a pretty dope feature. Um, and like you said, it's very hippie like. I do like the big peace sign on the side as well. I'm all for it. I'm all on game. Uh, so the Club C can definitely come home. The Beatnik, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave that where it belongs. It kind of reminds me of those UGG sandals that those ladies
Yeah.
been wearing lately with the elastic heel on the back. But yeah, that's not particularly my taste. But I'm all for sustainability and I'm all for eco-friendly, and making this world go around. So hats off to Story MFG. So big deal on that. What's your take? You like these two?
Same. Yeah, I think the exact same. Pretty much, I would get the Club C's for sure. It's not the best one I've seen anytime recently, but it is a good shoe. I like the colorway. I like the gray upper. That Beatnik is wild, bro. I wouldn't buy that for any of my. Yeah, it looks like I wouldn't buy that for my sister, right? My sister would ask me for those, and I'd be like, no. So,
Nobody gets these.
you don't want these. You don't want
No,
these.
you don't want these. Leave them where
Offlines
they're
only. Offlines only.
at. Definitely. But that's gonna wrap up episode 37 of the Creased Podcast. As always, if you made it to this portion of the video, that means that we love you. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate your support. Um, Man, closing remarks, dude. Man, January was 2 months long. I felt like it took forever to get through January. Um, but we're back and we're fresh and we're healthy, and 2021's underneath us. So let's go ahead and hit the ground running. You got anything for the people, Trey?
No, sir. No, I'm happy to be through 37 episodes with you. It's been a blast, and looking forward to knocking out another. God, I don't even know. We'll be at like 70 at the end of this year, so that's gonna be dope. So,
It's gonna be
yeah, man,
fire.
y'all keep tuning in. Y'all keep subscribing. As always, we're trying to get to 100 subscribers, so go do that right now. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends hit that subscribe button. We might hit you with some stickers or something. Who knows? Might have to do that. So yeah, go do that right now. And other than that, I guess we'll catch y'all on the next one, huh?
Absolutely. And as always, ain't no half stepping around here. So we'll catch y'all for episode 38. Peace.